Hi everyone, it's Linda. Thanks so much for tuning in. Got another daily dose ready for you today. This is a timeless collective energy transmission. We are still under the theme of untangle from our previous reading. If you've watched the last reading, you'll know. If you haven't watched the last reading, after this one, if this is relevant for you, you might want to go back and watch the one previous from this series. Here is where we are now, the challenge you face, the resources you can use, the hidden forces, the potential outcome, and let's take one rune for the spiritual lesson. Alright, very watery energy in this spread. Queen of Cups is where you are now, and the Moon is the challenge you face. So this is an emotional healing. Six of Cups reverses the potential outcome. In this deck, the Six of Cups in the Voyager deck is very different from the Six of Cups from the Rider-Waite. In this deck, it's called Sorrow. In the Rider-Waite deck, the translation of the Six of Cups is more like nostalgia and sentimentality. But in this reading, in this deck, the Voyager deck, it's called Sorrow. And we have it here in reverse. So there's emotional healing available here. We have two Swords cards, the 9 and the 8 of Swords, both in reverse. So, I mean, this is also a very watery energy. This rune is called Laguz. And it's again here in reverse. So there's definitely like connection here between the rune here for the spiritual lesson and the other cards in the spread that are talking about some kind of resolution. I'm feeling an energy of you resolving or understanding something emotional, something very deep that's coming from the unconscious mind here with the Moon, something from the shadow, something shadowy that you are bringing up to the surface to have a look at. That's helping you get some emotional clarity and emotional healing. It's beautiful. It's a little bit tough energy, but at this point, like when you see an energy like this, I can feel the first of all, I can feel your tenacity. You know, you don't get to a point like this in your life where this kind of emotional healing is available unless you have incredible strength and tenacity. And that's what I'm seeing here with the two Swords cards as well. It's like you've been dealing with something for quite a long time. There's something that's been on your mind and in your heart for a long time that you've been looking at, that you've been seeking to understand so that you can heal it. And I feel like you're getting very close to actually being able to release this energy that's been painful, right? So yes, this is a tough energy, but it's like this is maybe getting to the point now where it's close to being resolved because you have been looking and delving and seeking to understand, seeking to alchemize, seeking to untangle something that's been deep and maybe troubling for a while, and you are very close to getting that sort of, it's not like the pain of something goes away, right? Like the memory of something can stay there, but the pain of it might not continue to trigger the same kind of unconscious behaviors or the same kind of response that you might have had when you were less conscious of an issue, right? The memory doesn't go away, but the purpose of the event, of the purpose of the pain stands to remind you of who you truly are. Like your real nature is unconditionally loving. And letting go of an old pain, of an old wound, of an old hurt, something that's been maybe buried in the unconscious mind for a while here with the Moon card, is available for you to see for what it is, so that you're not continuing to trigger that same energy in your maybe dysfunctional connections with people that cause you to keep seeking to find that energy that's in the unconscious mind that needs to be resolved in order for you to restore yourself to your true emotional clarity, let's say, like that. Hope that makes sense. So Nine of Swords in reverse here is in the position of the resources you can use. So how I'm seeing that, and you have the Eight of Swords also in reverse here in the position of the hidden forces. So these two Swords cards, air element, Both, you know, in the upright position, both of these cards could indicate something very troubling, something very painful, a lot of anxiety, worry, fear, regret even, limitation, self-sabotage, all of these kind of things. Both of these cards coming out in reverse here are telling me that, again, you're close to understanding something. You may be coming to a point here where you're realizing how your own thoughts and your own behaviors have been feeding back into your external world to show you what you need to see about yourself so that you can unravel and untangle something, right? So this rune here, I'm jumping around a little bit, but this rune here is in the position of what the spiritual lesson is. Now, Laguz, as I said, is about water, it's about flow. It represents, fertility, healing energy, renewal. In this reading in the reverse position, it's talking about, fear. Again, it's like fear of something that you maybe have been avoiding, some kind of behavior, again, that has been a little bit obsessive or causing you to have despair, or some kind of like troubling circumstances that may have been playing out, or maybe have been like a pattern in over a course of time that is causing you to realize, again, your own, how you've been contributing to the situation, perhaps by making wrong decisions or being in a state of projecting your anxiety and unconscious self-sabotaging thoughts into your physical reality in a way that's been unhealthy, let's say, in a way that's maybe been perpetuating some kind of sadness or pain or trauma with the moon and the Six of Cups in reverse here. That this is the moment here, I feel like, where with the Queen of Cups and the moon, it's like you are getting close to untangling and unraveling the mystery of whatever that has been, so that you can break the chains of that cycle, so that you can break out of that self-sabotaging behavior, so that you can break free of those limitations that you've imposed upon yourself and that you've been perpetuating through continuing a certain thought pattern or belief system that is simply unhealthy. You know, maybe you've been in a rut in some ways. There's like a sort of circularity to certain energy here that's been kind of looping around. So I want to just reread the energy of the Untangle card, so we can just be reminded of what the overarching theme of this series of readings is. Let me find it again. Right, Untangle. The keywords here are healing, self-care, and growth. So again, there's a reiteration of what these cards are also saying here. Okay, so this card represents the act of untangling as a process of healing and unraveling old patterns. Exactly what I was talking about. The figure in the card is seated under the full moon. More repetition of the same symbology, giving us the same messages and the same meanings again. Her hair is long and she appears to be combing it with her fingers. There is a serpent wrapped around her body, almost as though it were a part of her. Their forms collide and overlap, and there is no telling where one starts and the other ends. This card insinuates a powerful period of self-care. There is an ease to which the character is sitting. Time is not an issue, and she's patiently working through the knots and tangles with caution and sensitivity, ensuring that there are no breakages. Her long hair flowing down to her roots, storing every valuable experience that she has accumulated over the years. It is time for her to use these moments, good and bad, to her advantage and grow. All right? I feel that this is very much encapsulating the energy that this reading is offering here. So this is about untangling some old patterns, some old behaviors, thoughts and feelings that maybe have been repeating as a pattern, and use your consciousness, use your ability to dive deep into the unconscious mind, and use a combination of your emotional energy and your thoughts to understand and create meaning out of what there is there. And use your intelligence, use your sensitivity, use your intuition, use your complex internal intellectual process to discover what sorrow is there and how to break the cycle of that repeating by interrupting your own pattern of repetition here. Something that has been circular, something that has been repeating, is ready for a disruption. And that takes a combination of emotional intelligence and intellect to observe and witness your own behavior from the position of, let's say, the ultimate observer. Without judging the self, without judging, without regret, without denial of what has been past. And letting go of old sorrows and old pains, old wounds. It doesn't mean you're denying that those things happened. It just means that you don't allow those old wounds to continue to trigger emotional experiences that are designed to help you remember that there is something deeper there that is unhealed. This is a moment for you to heal something old so that it doesn't keep triggering energetic experiences in your current life play to help you see that old wound, right? This is about healing something that has been past, that is in the past, that may be still causing you to behave in certain ways so that you can remember that old wound and get freedom from it. Because if something's in the unconscious mind and you're not aware that it's there or that it's having an influence on you currently, you'll keep invoking experiences in your life that will help you experiences that same vibration of pain or trauma so that you can uncover it and release it. And that's what this is about. Just beautiful. All right, let's see if there's anything else here. In this moment, you might be still struggling with something. The message here is don't give up. Continue to be patient. Continue to seek and aspire for your own liberation, because that's what's available here. There's a huge letting go here available to you that will give you a sense of release and freedom from some old kind of struggle that maybe has been continuing to affect the way that you are interacting with people or simply just living in your life and how your level of, let's say, joy and enjoyment. So don't give up. The struggle is worth it. But don't keep struggling for the point of just struggling. There's a point where you can let go of the struggle, and that's what this is saying here. So with that, I feel like that's it for this reading. I'm going to close this up now. It's been an honor and pleasure to read for you. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next reading. And for information about this beautiful oracle deck, see the description box below. All right. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.